What's up, everybody? Welcome back to If Plants Could Talk. This is Garrett. I'm your host. This conversation took place on June 13th, 2023, with my very special returning guest, Cole of Vyezene Plants. Cole joined me virtually today from his home in the Pacific Northwest. He told me he's near Bellevue, Washington, I believe, and he recently moved from an apartment to a home, a big upgrade. He's got a piece of land now, and he's growing all kinds of fruits and veggies and still continuing his big houseplant passion. He's a fantastic photographer too. He's always shooting awesome, beautiful photos and posting them from like a real SLR onto Instagram. If you don't follow Vyezene Plants, I highly recommend you go check out his page. I will obviously plug a link in the description of this episode. I do want to let you know, because Cole is such a like-minded and open-minded, beautiful human being, we did jump around from some topics that may be uncomfortable for listeners and certainly not to be listened around kids. We talked about everything from his move to his work life, to plants and gardening, the recent death of one of his grandparents, and even the fentanyl crisis and overdose. So just exercising caution, letting you guys know. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys do too. I want to take a moment to tell you guys about my sponsors and partnerships. If you scroll down into the description of this episode, you will find links to Mezcala Nursery, located in Long Beach, California, Green Touch Nursery, located in Bellflower, California. Big shout out to Plantly.io. You can type in Plantly.io into your web browser or download the free Plantly app on Android or iOS. If you are interested in becoming a vendor, I have provided a link for you to do so down in the description. Plantly is an awesome marketplace to shop all different kinds of plants. They're like Etsy 2.0. They're like Etsy upgraded, the new and improved plant marketplace. Where Etsy failed, Plantly has picked up the pieces and really shown us what an awesome plant marketplace is like. I can't recommend them enough. I've been selling with them. I shop with them. Go check out Plantly. Real Mushrooms is a mushroom supplement company offering hot water extracts in both powder and capsule form. You may be familiar with all these different kinds of mushrooms like lion's mane, chaga, reishi, shiitake, maitake, cordyceps, all these mushrooms that are fantastic for your health. If you're interested in learning more about that company, you can listen to episode number 38 featuring Jeff Chilton. He's the founder of that company and really dives into the details about how these amazing health benefits for mushrooms. My personal experience, anytime I take the cordyceps mushrooms, I'm on fire. I'm like ready to run. I'm pumped up, and I take the 5 defenders for health preventative, to prevent colds and to treat colds. Sometimes when I catch a cold, I just can't help it. I'll go into a new environment, I'll catch a cold, I'll double up my dose on the 5 defenders or really just stay on top of it. And I've noticed a big difference in how often I get sick and how long I stay sick. So big shout out to them. You can get the powder or you can get the capsules. I think you can even get like some drinks. They have some cocoa that's a mix of the 5 defenders. And they even offer supplements for your pets. If you're bougie like that and you want your pet's health to be tip top, then go spoil your pet, your cat or your dog, and buy them some mushrooms. Next up is Plant Wave. You guys might recall Joe Patitucci from episode number 63. He is the guy that created a device that translates the electrical patterns and frequencies that your plant creates into sound, into melodies. You can load all these different sound packs and instruments into this device using your phone and the Plant Wave app, and you hook up these electrodes. I'm looking at a Monstera right now. It's one of my favorite ones to listen to. I think Joe said it was one of his favorite ones to listen to because it creates so many patterns and it's so diverse. And it goes up octaves and down octaves, and they're just such a lively plant. You can really feel them. Them and cannabis plants, I would say cannabis plants are very lively. You know how quickly they grow. So you can feel their presence, in my opinion. When you're standing next to a cannabis plant, you can feel their presence and they can feel you, and you can communicate with them now by hooking up a Plant Wave. Hook up the 2 electrodes, load the sound pack, and tune out of the world and tune into your plants and listen to what they have to say, because they have a lot to say. And you can finally hear what they have to say by listening to them with a Plant Wave. I have a device. I was blessed with one and I'm blown away by it. I'm going to try to stitch a video in actually to show you guys an example of. Look at that. Lophophora williamsi, case betosa. variegata. Listened to Alophora. I've listened to psilocybin mushrooms. I've listened to all kinds of different fungi and plants with this device, aloe. So I can't recommend them enough. I don't have a code yet, but you can click the link and you'll get $15 off. Go down, click the link in the description of this episode, get $15 off your plant wave device. And last but not least, we have Bagus Botanicals. Bagus is an Indonesian word. I believe it's derived from a Balinese word, and it translates directly in English to good. But also, let's go deeper. Bagus means handsome, of man, agreeable to the eye or to correct taste, good, acting in the interest of good, ethical, good intentions. And good intentions is exactly how I would describe Bagus Botanicals. Bagus Botanicals is offering a supplement powder that you can blend into drinks, or you could perhaps make it into capsules. That's what I prefer to do. But they do have recipes for how you can blend their supplement powder into different kinds of drinks to enjoy. I'm going to stitch in a little video for you guys to see here of what it looks like, what their packaging looks like. It's beautiful. And Bagus Botanicals supplement is made out of Mitragina speciosa, lion's mane, and ginseng. If you're ready to make a purchase, you can type in code If Plants Could Talk at checkout, or use the link in the description of this episode and you will get 15% off your order. All right, here is Cole. Vyezene Plants. Cole, welcome back to If Plants Could Talk.
Thank you for having me again.
Oh, I'm delighted to have you again, man. I actually really enjoyed our previous episode and got a lot of good feedback. And I think you connected with Jim Tucson since then too. He's told me he's had some conversations with you.
Yeah. I messaged him on Instagram a couple of times because I was watching his podcast and he was like saying how he didn't think he was elaborating well enough or not. But like I thought he was doing fantastic. So I was just like had to reach out and be like, no, bro, you're doing great.
He really was a fantastic
awesome.
guest. He asked questions and he listened, and like he articulated well. That conversation I really enjoyed. I would say it was parallel to the conversation I had with you actually. So Jim's cool. He's a good person.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. Really nice guy.
So Cole, how are you? Big move, big changes?
Yeah, dude, everything's different now. Like my background's different. Can't really see anything, but
it's okay.
Yeah.
Most people are listening.
In a house now as opposed to an apartment.
Yeah.
And that's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
I think you deserve it.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
But
yeah, it's
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a big change for sure. It's like at least twice as big as the apartment I was in. And I have some land now, greenhouse and garden, and lots of opportunities to like do more experimenting with plants and grow a lot more things.
That's wonderful. It's unfortunate the circumstances by which you came to this situation, and I'm sorry about that. Do you care to share, or would you like to move forward?
I mean, no, it's perfectly fine. It definitely is just part of life. It was because my grandmother passed away. And yeah, but that whole experience was like it was crazy. But I don't know. I got to visit her a lot beforehand and like have good conversations and kind of say like a proper goodbye in person. And yeah, I was like with her and my whole family like the moment that she passed away. And that was like the first time I've like seen somebody pass away like right in front of my eyes before. So it was definitely probably like one of the more like human experiences you can have. Yeah, but
were you close in life?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, I used to come over here like every week and spend the night. Growing up, and always here for like every holiday, and yeah, family get-togethers all the time, and they were super nice people. Super nice people. Like for like being 90 plus, they're like super open, super accepting of everybody, like different walks of life, different types of people. And yeah, it was cool to see. because basically anybody that came into their house, they were like instant love, instant. You're already my family member. We have no blood relation, but we're family. And
Mm.
yeah, so definitely like inspiring people. And like my grandma loved plants, and like that's like a big reason why I love plants now. So it's yeah,
That was going to be my
happy to
next
be here.
question. That was going to be my
Yeah,
next
no.
question. I thought maybe you mentioned that before. I'm not sure. I don't remember, but these are like, is there garden beds already there for you? Is there like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of like kind of like ornamental plants and stuff that she has growing are all around the house, and she used to do a garden every year and um like can a bunch of vegetables and fruit and always making food out of everything that she grew. And yeah, it's kind of just like all here, all the equipment's still here and everything. So
That's awesome.
yeah, pretty good start for me for like my time like getting into like gardening more. So I kind of just like did a little bit on my porch and stuff at my last place and tried to do little gardens at most of the apartments I've lived at, but I don't know. It takes a while to like figure out how to do it right.
Mm.
So yeah,
What do you think the biggest challenge of growing your own food is? My answer would be pests.
probably it's probably going to be pests. We'll have to
Yeah.
see what happens. Um, it's also different because everything's going to be in the ground here. But like in the past, like a big problem was just like being on top of watering because everything I had was in like little containers. So I'd be
Mm.
having to like water almost like twice a day in order to keep them happy. But
Wow.
should be a little easier with them like uh taking moisture from the ground instead of just tiny little pot.
Yeah. 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 I have a problem where it's when I grow from seed. If I have an established plant, ever since I moved here, an established plant is fine. Like as long as it's big and it's, got some good roots on it, they seem to be okay. But when I try to grow from seed, something freaking eats it every time, dude, before it can even
Oh,
get
just
anywhere
like
near maturity.
oh no.
That
Yeah, like
sucks.
the sprouts probably are like super tasty to like just about everything out there. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely it happens. But I guess that's just why you if you're trying to get like five plants, like plant like 100 seeds.
Right.
And
Yeah.
yeah, just kind of expect that half of it's not gonna work.
Yeah. So how far are you from where you were before?
About like 30 minutes. I'm like out in the country now.
That's
Um,
awesome. Isn't that what
yeah.
you would have wanted though
Yeah,
for
definitely,
yourself?
definitely,
That's so
definitely.
beautiful.
Yeah,
It
it's
worked
really
out.
nice.
The universe looked
Hell
out
yeah.
for you, Cole.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it's been crazy. And yeah, it's like almost not even set in that it's like actually a thing, but it's like every day
Uh-huh.
I kind of like wake up in the house and I'm like, "Oh wow, like I actually live here.
This is
Like I can
mine.
do what I want." Yeah. Yeah. No, it's so sick. And like right at the same time, well, maybe not at the same time, but like about 3 weeks ago too, I got a job at like a little nursery, uh, houseplant store. So, um,
Congratulations.
well, thank you. And I've been working away there. Also a butcher on the side. Well, like I guess both of them I do like 2, 3 days a week. So
Nice.
yeah, but I applied there like uh 2 times, did 2 interviews, and didn't get it the first 2 times. But then they called me back and was like, "You want to do another interview?" And then of course I did, and
Wow.
went in and got the job the third time. So yeah, third
That's
time's a charm.
interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. But so far it's been really fun, and I just get to talk like everybody's ears off when they come in and ask questions about plants. I'm just like, I'll tell you everything.
Yes.
So it's
I
a
feel
lot of
like if
fun.
they would have actually known you, uh, those first interview, they would have been like they were foolish to pass up on you because like you had to show them. Would you like to see my garden? Would you
Yeah,
like to see my
yeah.
plants?
I mean, it's okay. I
Yeah,
hold nothing to, yeah, I hold nothing against them,
you got
and
it.
it, yeah, it's all good. good things come with time. So I don't know. Same with like any other job that like anybody wants out there. Just like keep applying, keep pressuring them. Yeah,
Yes.
just get your foot in the door and don't take it out.
Well, it's almost like the universe was like kind of teasing you a little bit. Like, nope, and
Yeah,
then nope, and then yes.
right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like it that way though, because then like I don't know. Once it finally happens, you're just like more excited than you would have been if you just got it the first time.
When it's a surprise, yeah.
Yeah, totally, totally. It's
Mhm.
yeah, it's been pretty awesome. And yeah, what have you been up to recently?
Well, I was gonna say sometimes when we get everything we want quickly and it happens, on our time and we get that instant gratification, it's not always the best for us. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like actually,
yeah. Well, it comes with something else that's like negative, I guess. Like can't be
sure.
perfect. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, what you were touching on, surreal, like it feeling surreal. I literally said this yesterday. I opened up my curtains and I was sitting with my partner, my lady, and my son. And I said, I can't believe we fucking live here. I can't believe this is real. And I don't like I have this imposter syndrome thing, and so sometimes it's
yeah.
hard for me to accept that maybe I deserve or earned or worked for something. And I'm like, what did I do to deserve this? And it feels very surreal and it takes like some getting used to for sure. But
Oh yeah,
same thing with the podcast too. I struggle with feeling worthy enough to have a platform such as this or to live in a place as beautiful as Topanga. So and to have a family and all these blessings. So it's something I'm working on for sure. But um that's all I've been doing lately is working on myself and really like taking time to myself and kind of turning towards spirit and the plants. And my plants are happier than they've ever been. I've been more caring to them than I have ever been in my entire life. And you
that's
can
awesome.
see it in them, and you can probably see it in me and in my kid. And um, things are a lot better now, man. A lot better. And
Good,
there's still
good.
struggles, obviously. Like I think I tell you, me and you talk all the time. So thank you for like being a friend, and like lending me an ear. A lot of my really personal stuff that don't tell most people. So, um, what was I going to say about that? But oh, my life is simultaneously worse than it's ever been in one area and better than it has been in others. So that's
Right.
fucking bizarre, but I guess that's life.
Yeah, it's super strange. It definitely is life. And like I don't know. I'm super happy to hear that you're like on the up and up in at least one section of it.
Right.
And
I would say the
yeah, is this
majority.
a new house?
Yes, I moved again. I moved
Okay.
4 months ago, something like that. Uh,
Okay.
the place I was in before was like a trailer and it was on 16 acres and it was gorgeous, but the landlady was turned out to be kind of crazy and like coming
Mhm.
into our house when we weren't there and like
Oh no.
bizarre and creepy and yeah, just like verbally abusive and stuff. So I had to get out of there, man.
Oh
And
man.
it sucked because we moved here like so excited and my lady was so upset. We weren't very happy there. It was kind of rough and it was cold and we didn't have a heater. And again, it was a trailer. We were here in the winter. We roughed it this winter. We like we're
Oh
basically
yeah.
like living in a tent cabin kind of thing in the freezing cold. It was so cold, dude. You could see your breath in our house, and all we had was
Oh
little
no.
space heaters, and yeah, it was rough. But like when I walk outside, I'd be like, "This is beautiful." I think I had a better time with it than she did. But then there was like a sign on a in the liquor store with said cabin for rent, 1 bedroom cabin with a loft, and it just had a phone number, and it worked out, man. We've met this amazing person, and there's three of us here, and it's on 4 acres. It's not as expansive and beautiful, but it's much more manageable, and it's a house, so it's nice, as
Yeah,
opposed
that's
to a
perfect.
trailer. We have a heater, a real heater, a gas heater.
Yeah. Heck yeah. And I mean like everything like that I can see looks a lot nicer than the old place too. So
Yeah, totally was.
probably less maintenance and kind of more like time to take care of your plants or take care of yourself or take care of your family.
Yeah,
So I
absolutely.
think that's exactly what you need.
Yeah. So whereabouts, you don't have to tell me the exact city, but like whereabouts are you?
It's in Bellingham, Washington. It's like way out on like the outskirts of Bellingham. Uh,
Where is that in
kind of close
comparison to
to.
Squim?
I think it's. I don't exactly know where Squim is. I think
It's on the
it's like
coast.
2 or 3 hours south of here.
Okay, so you're north.
Yeah. So like right now I'm probably 30 or so minutes from the Canadian border.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like right. Have you heard of Mount Baker at all?
I don't think so.
Okay. That's right. Pretty close to Mount Baker, and which has like I believe it has like the record like snowfall in the world up there. Like they got like over 100 feet of snow one year, which is
Wow.
which I don't know. Don't quote me on any of that, but I know that it's like got a record snowfall. So
Yeah.
there's a it gets pretty crazy.
What
Um,
is the main
it's a little
crop
bit
up
more
there?
mild down here.
What's the
The
main
main
crop up?
crop?
Lavender? Isn't don't you guys grow a lot of lavender up there?
We do have some lavender farms. There's a ton of tulip farms,
That's cool.
and I live next to like quite a few different like raspberry farms as well.
Mm,
Yeah, so kind of like all over the place. They grow a bunch of corn. I think most of it goes to like cattle and stuff, but yeah, there's tons of giant farms like right next to me, which
mm,
is cool. And there's, I don't know, a lot of it's just like super well preserved though. Good land, like lots of native plants, super beautiful, and
yeah.
lots of forest, and it's sweet,
Yeah,
sweet.
that's wicked. Yeah, last summer I came up to Squim. That's why I asked, and I spent like a few days. I took a plane to
Oh yeah.
Seattle and then a like a shuttle from the airport to Squim. So I got to see some of it. I think that's the only time I've been there other than for a music festival way back in the day. And I wonder if you're near that festival. Are you near the Gorge Amphitheater? That was close to the
Um,
that was close to the border.
yeah, I think the gorge is. I think it's on in kind of southern Washington, like
It's,
right. I think so, if I'm not
it's
mistaken,
in
because I know it's
George. It's
hot
in
down there.
George. It's in George.
Okay, so that's kind of like I don't know, like an hour away from like Vancouver, Washington.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so probably like 3.5 hours away from me, maybe
Hmm.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times, and it's really cool right there too. And like the history of the place is pretty sweet too. Like
The
I
view
don't
is
know, just
is out of this world when you're looking down at that main stage and the gorges behind it. I was just like, it was bananas. I've never been to a festival with such great landscape.
yeah, yeah. That's awesome. Because I mean, like Coachella's in the middle of the desert, isn't it?
Yeah, there's just palm trees
Yeah,
which are not even native to there, and
yeah,
dust and grass,
yeah,
half dead grass.
yeah.
Yeah,
Half
the
dead.
Sasquatch Music Festival is awesome. If you ever get the chance, I heard that they might have discontinued it, but if you ever get the chance, and if
Oh.
it is still happening, or just to go to the
Hmm.
Gorge Amphitheater, it's so awesome there. And it's kind of a bro festival. It was like mostly Canadians and then like a portion of Americans, and uh, it was kind of wild. Like people were doing backflips off of their RVs and like launch trains of alcohol passing back and forth.
Yeah, yeah. Classic festival behavior.
It was pretty
I
wild.
love
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I'll have to get down there and check it out sometime because I haven't really been to any like big music festivals or anything. It's not like super my jam, but like I do feel like I need to check it out like sometime in my life just for funsies.
What kind of music do you listen to? Do you happen to like
Ooh.
either Death Cab or the Postal Service? Because I'm going to see them, going to see Death Cab for Cutie and plus the Postal Service together at the Hollywood Bowl in October, I think.
Ooh,
I'm
nice.
excited.
That's exciting. Um, I think I've listened to a little bit of Death Cab, and I don't know if I've heard of the Postal Service or
No,
Post.
it's the same
Is that what you said?
same singer, but the Postal Service was like an electronic um collaboration between Dintel and Benjamin Gibbard from the Death Cab, and the reason why they called it the Postal Service was because they mailed, like, Dintel would produce a beat and then mail it to Ben Gibbard, and then he would sing on it, and they used the Postal Service to put together their freaking whole album.
That's pretty
all from
sweet.
distant remote locations.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I listen to music all across the board. I've kind of been listening to some like 70s and 80s like rock type of stuff recently.
Like
Generally, I
trippy,
listen to like uh
psychedelic, or classic.
like classic. So I
Uh-huh.
mean, I don't know. Just uh I don't know, like what was I just listening to? I can't remember the names of anything
Do you like
music-wise,
metal?
but
I feel like,
sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Um Maybe if I'm like working out or just trying to like go hard on something like water my plants super fast or something like that, I'll put on some metal. Um but generally it's more like chill stuff, kind of like rapping. Uh I do like rap probably overall, and I guess a little bit of like poppy kind of rap, and not really gangster rap or anything like that. Like every once in a while, just for like the classics, but kind of like the just chiller stuff with like a good story.
I love that you said when I'm watering my plants super fast. But I just picture, I had an image in my head and like lost whatever else you said after that, because I was like, and like you're like fucking running around watering your plants really fast.
Heck yeah, man! You got to get the energy up sometimes. You're like, I got 3 hours of watering to do, and I got like an hour to do it. I'm about to put on some metal or I don't know, something crazy, a little dubstep,
Okay.
something like that.
I
Yeah,
like dubstep. I like bass music a lot,
yeah,
and
yeah,
house and techno.
yeah. It's all good. It's all good. I I don't know. Basically, the only thing that I'm like not super into is like country,
Mm,
which I don't know. I can vibe, I guess, but like it's just kind of it's a little silly to me. Like too cheesy, makes me cringe when I'm listening to it. So
yeah, some of it for sure. Like barbecue
yeah.
stain on your white t-shirt.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Or just like I don't know. It's just always about tractors, shooting ducks, drinking beer. You know.
Stop offending my country listenership, okay, Cole?
Hey, no,
I'm
no
just
offense,
kidding.
no offense.
I'm just kidding. I feel like that's everybody's answer. I'll listen to anything but country. Do you have a favorite band? A
Hmm.
top three, maybe?
Favorite bands? Probably.
Or rapper?
I don't know about bands.
What about favorite
I love
rapper?
Frank Ocean.
Frank,
He's not
dude,
really a rapper,
I
but
watched him flop and fall on his fucking face at Coachella. It was so horrific.
oh no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
did
that's
you see
awesome.
any of that controversy?
Uh-uh.
Oh man, he's so messed up on drugs. God bless him. His brother died, I think, in an accident a few years ago. He disappeared off the face of the earth, and then he was
Oh yeah.
booked at Coachella to be his comeback. And
Mm.
dude, it was like Kanye West. I'm not even
Oh,
kidding. Like full blown
rip.
emotional meltdown on stage. Did not perform like a single song. Just
Damn.
started like talking into the microphone and not making sense. It was kind of sad, actually. It was really sad
That is super sad.
because he has such a
I wish
beautiful
the best for
voice.
him.
He has such
Oh,
a
for
beautiful
sure.
voice. Such a talented
For
person.
sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's a L.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, bro, like everybody I love, like the singers wise and stuff, they always just fuck it up. Like I love Kanye, still kind of love Kanye, but he went off the deep end, so I'm like,
I think that was the most
can't really.
controversial thing that's ever been said on my podcast.
Oh yeah, bro, I don't know. Come at me, come at me. I still love it.
No,
Yeah,
but
man,
that's
I'm
what
like,
makes these artists so great.
yeah, like I don't know, like the crazier the person, the better the music.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and like. I don't know. I can always get down to Drake too. He's
Okay.
also doing some stuff recently, so I don't know. That's kind of. Everybody I like is messed up. I used to love XXX Tentacion. I still love him,
Mm.
but he had a bunch of controversy too.
What happened? Did
Pretty
he
much like
overdose or kill himself?
he got killed.
He got killed. Okay.
Yeah. He was like at a motorcycle shop and got shot. Um,
He was young too, right?
yeah.
A youngster.
Oh yeah, he was like 18.
Uh-huh. I like that music too. I actually really like I don't listen to a lot of that stuff, but I do like his songs. I think there's like Suicide song. Is that what it's called? Suicide?
Oh yeah.
I like that song.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. No, it's he makes a lot of I don't know, he has a really good range too. So because like I don't know, he'll be like singing in Spanish or like doing some like almost metal stuff or like just
Hmm.
like a very mellow vibe. And yeah, it's kind of different all across the board,
Very
which I
emotional too.
appreciate. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. And probably like the least controversial person I like is like Mac Miller.
Dude.
It's pretty chill across the board.
Mac Miller, yeah, for sure. He was fantastic. And it's another tragic story. I mean, it's so common though. It's so common.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's just because of fucking fentanyl just be killing people left and right. And that
Yeah.
shit. Yeah. No good. No
Let's talk
good.
about that for a moment. Have you
Yeah.
experienced any loss as a result of fentanyl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my super close friends died a few years ago because of fentanyl, and he was like, he did not do like drugs like hardcore. Like he would do it like for funsies every once in a while with like friends or like if he went to a party or something. And I think can't remember if it was like MDMA or cocaine that he did, but I think he was just like doing it for the one time. And of course, it had fentanyl in it, and then he overdosed.
Mm.
So that was unfortunate. And then I was living at this one place with some of my friends a couple of years ago, and like within like a week, there was like four people that would come through that died, all from overdoses. And then yeah, my roommates kind of pissed me off there because they would be like, "Oh shit, like this dude just died yesterday," and then they would like proceed to go do coke. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna steal that shit and flush it down the toilet. You better not fucking do that in front of me.
Yeah.
And yeah, so then they just hit it. But yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
Super addictive though, so I understand
It's
like why it's hard to like not do it.
yeah. Well, it's really tragic and so prevalent. And what was I gonna say about that? Oh, what your friend experienced, like they call fentanyl poisoning, because it's not like they did it
Hmm.
with the intention of doing fentanyl, right? Is that accurate? They were trying
Hmm.
to do some other drug and it was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens so
Yeah.
much now, dude. It's like in everything. And even people that come into detox where I work, they're meth addicts, only meth, but they test positive
Hmm.
for fentanyl almost every time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
it's
in
in
the meth
everything.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so scary because like I don't know, all those drugs are terrifying just like as is, but then you add something where like it just only takes a tiny amount to kill you,
Yeah.
and then it's just in everything, which
Hmm.
is like big reason why I just like stay off of like every drug. I'm not really into like the crazy drugs anyways. Try to
Yeah.
keep it natural, just like smoke weed and sometimes do mushrooms, but I haven't done mushrooms for a while. And those are two that are like kind of hard to lace.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, one could argue that cocaine is natural, but
Well, I think all of them
you
technically
know,
are
right.
like, but they're
At
just
the
like
end of the day,
synthesized.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
problem is, you can't buy substances from strangers anymore. You probably shouldn't have ever, but you have to be especially careful with any like powdery substance now. And at
Mhm.
endoverdose.com, you can buy fentanyl test strips and you get a bunch for like pennies, bro. It's like a few bucks and you can test your shit. So please, if you're going to participate in using those kinds of drugs, test it. And then I have Narcan on a necklace that I literally wear with me at work 24/7 or whenever I'm at work, and I keep it in my
Yeah.
car. And It's important to have. You can get that there too. Endoverdose.com. You can get a Narcan package, and they even have a video to train you on how to recognize overdose and respond, and fentanyl test strips. Yeah, I highly recommend it. And it's
That.
so sad because the fentanyl, it's like crack. It literally is like the crack of opiates. It's so much stronger and so much more pungent, and it comes on stronger. And
Mhm.
it only lasts like a few hours, and it can only be detected in your urine for 24 hours. So that's how
Oh wow.
fast it passes through your body. So it's like the moment you touch that, I don't know, maybe weed smokers can compare it to dabs. Like dabs
Oh,
are like
okay.
a crack of weed. It's
Yeah, yeah.
bad, dude. I get these clients that are like 18 years old and they have a 5-year drug use history, and fentanyl is their number one drug of choice. They're actively
Oh man.
seeking it out, fentanyl, and buying it and using it because it's their favorite. And then they have like
Yeah.
little cute names for
Super
it and
sad.
stuff. It's really sad.
Super sad. Yeah. I don't know. I don't fuck with any of it. Try to like, I don't know, openly shame everybody that I know that does that type of stuff because I'm like, well, like not in like a super negative way. I'm like, I'm gonna be here for you no matter what. But
Mhm.
don't ever fucking do that. Like I promise you, it's not gonna end well eventually.
It's basically a
And
death sentence.
oh
If you
yeah,
use
oh
it, if
yeah.
you
It's
use
just
it
a matter of
knowingly,
time.
yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, like, it does good things in a hospital where they like are
Sure.
accurately dosing people,
Sure.
but like out of out of a medical setting, then yeah, definitely, I'd recommend nobody even mess with it at all.
Yeah. Did you
But
see that
yeah,
congresswoman that got caught running drugs into America? There was a story about a congresswoman that
oh
got
god,
raided, and she was importing, I want to say, fentanyl and other drugs
of
through
course,
into the States. Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
I think there's like a
man,
parallel to the crack epidemic, some kind of
yeah,
underlying conspiracy going on here. Why is
oh
it
yeah,
everywhere and in everything?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I've heard that like most of it's being produced in China and then like being sent somewhere in Mexico and then kind of getting through the border somehow, but I also don't really know if that's super factual,
Yeah, I
but
heard the same
I
thing.
wouldn't really doubt it.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. That's just it's fucked up. They find like border patrol agents and stuff that are like basically like getting guns from Mexico and bringing them up here and or drugs or whatever. And like I don't know. I'm all for the open borders, but like get the fucking crooked like politicians and cops out of the fucking place. Like why are they here?
Do you guys have substances
And,
decriminalized in Washington? Any substances? Psilocybin?
um I have no idea.
Mm,
I think Oregon is pretty open.
yeah.
Um I can't really think off the top of my head if stuff is decriminalized in Washington. I mean weed is. It's really all that
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah.
At least for me. But
Yeah.
yeah. It'd be nice to like I mean, there's a lot of like places that you can go to like get clean needles and whatnot in
Yeah.
Washington. I know that. Um, and like that's really the only way to help is just like try to make it as safe as possible and give people
Hmm.
resources to try to quit if they want to quit or have a place to go if they want to try to get off
Yeah.
anything. I have a buddy that he's been homeless for like probably like 15, 20 years or something, and he's like trying to get off alcohol and he just went to treatment and it did pretty good for him. I'm not sure if he's drinking again or not, but he's trying to get a job and stuff, which is it's a whole nother story, but it's like fucking impossible for him to get a job just because he doesn't have work history for the past like
Right.
15 years or something. And like when he was younger, he I don't know, did a few things that were like not good.
Yeah.
Mostly just like petty theft and stuff, tiny things, but
Hmm.
of course it comes up on the background checks, so people don't want to hire him. And it's like, oh, he's a super nice dude, but it's super hard for him to get a job.
How long's he been sober
And
now?
He just got back from treatment like a couple weeks ago,
Okay.
and he's been just like applying to tons of jobs and stuff. And I talk to him all the time because he like holds a sign outside my work.
Mm.
So I just kind of like check in on him every day. And yeah, but that's just unfortunate because it's like somebody out there has just got to give people a chance. Like, and like if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But like let them work for you for a little bit and like see what happens. Like get like let them build rapport and build trust and see how it goes. Because like I mean, you could hire somebody who's like had jobs forever and like has a good record and stuff, and they can still fuck up.
Yeah.
So like, why not give some people a chance that like don't have as many opportunities, or they've kind of like starting from lower on like the corporate ladder and stuff, like no experience or anything like that. Um, yeah, there's just not enough places that give people chances, which is unfortunate.
Is that person still on the streets, living on the streets? Or
Yeah, I mean he has a car, but he's sleeping in his car, and yeah, but yeah, he's still out there,
see,
and
that's a failure on the system though, because you accepted this person into treatment, you gave them the treatment, right? And then you just kick when they hit
mm,
the door, they're just on their own. There's
yeah,
no follow up, there's no
yeah,
aftercare, there's no resource for them. They should be a person, especially like that, that's making the active effort to get better, should be given the opportunity towards housing and a job. And that's like
yeah,
that'd be something that would be great if we did do that as part of our treatment, was placement in housing and then job opportunities as well.
right. And like they do, the place that he went to is offering to like pay first and last month's rent and like a deposit on a place for him,
Great.
but like uh with he has to get a job in order for them to do that for him, and he's like
No
not
work
able to get
history.
a job.
Right.
Yeah, so it's kind of just like a I don't know, it's like super backwards, but I mean, at least there is like a little bit of help that they're providing, but like it
Sure.
would be cool if they just like, I don't know, gave him a recommendation for a job, or like
Yeah. Gave
got
him
him
a
working
job.
for them or something like
Yes.
that.
Give
Yeah,
him a job.
exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
I can't imagine how many
yeah.
people are out there living in their cars that do go to work. Imagine that struggle. Okay, you live in a tent, that's one thing, but like even living in a car, like you're it's one level up from a tent, and then you got to get yourself ready. I don't know, find a shower and then go to work. Like
Mhm.
could you imagine how hard
Yeah.
that is? And like putting on a
Oh
game
yeah.
face and pretending like everything's okay,
Right, right.
trying to get your
And like
paycheck.
yeah, it's tough because like you have to get like a gym membership or
Uh-huh.
something
So you
so
can
that
use
you
the
can go
shower.
take a shower there.
Mm-hmm.
But them shits are expensive. Like you get like I don't know, not super expensive, but like expensive for somebody who doesn't have a job for sure. Like I don't know, one of the cheaper gyms around here that has a shower is like $60 a month or something, which
Wow.
can be quite a bit for somebody who doesn't have income.
Sure. Crunch in California is only like
And
$10 a month, or it was when I had one. I did the same thing. I was living in a car and I had a Crunch gym pass, and I would go shower there. But
okay,
that was
that's good.
10 years ago. So I don't know
Okay,
if that's true
it's
anymore.
probably like I don't know, with inflation, somewhere in like the $30 range now or
Right.
something.
Right. Right.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for exploring that topic to me with me. I know it's not everyone's favorite thing, but there are plenty of people I know that listen to this podcast that struggle with addiction and do care and do have the heart and can listen to a conversation like this. And I lost my girlfriend to a fentanyl overdose now 4 years ago or something like that. And so it's
Yeah.
close to me, and it's close to
Oh
me with
yeah.
my friends, and it's what I do for a living too.
Mhm.
So it's like
Mhm.
it's a big part of my life is trying to help people that deal with this, and I would love to be part of the solution too,
Yeah. I think
whatever that
like
is.
you personally are doing like 200 times more than like most people are because you're in a treatment center and working with people one on one, and I don't know, being there, being supportive, and that's like a lot more than most of us can say.
You know,
So
you're stopping and talking to the guy with the sign every day though too, and you're there for him. So that's just goes to show the type of person that if it's in front of you, you don't shy away, right? You didn't walk
yeah,
past him.
yeah, right, yeah. I've
Most
been
people
talking to
would.
him for a few years now too, so
Yeah,
it's like I don't know. I would consider him a friend
that's
and
great, man.
try to get him jobs and stuff. I'm like trying to get Higgins to hire him, but they're like, oh, we won't hire him for whatever reason. I'm like, come on, man. He's here every day. You know he's gonna show up.
Is there a Whole Foods near you?
Yes.
Because here's
Yeah.
the thing about Whole Foods, they do now that they're owned by Amazon, they have a Amazon, you can apply for the Whole Foods shopping, their e-commerce department. You just grab a
Mhm.
shopping cart and you freaking run around the store and fill up the cart. I did it for a while as a get well job. And it's a blind hiring. You literally go onto the Whole Foods website, you apply for shopper. You can even do part-time
Mhm.
shopper and you can make your own schedule. You get to pick your shifts, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They hire you without even meeting you. You don't even do an interview. You just apply,
Oh
you
wow.
give them your information, they run a background check, and even if you have like everyone there was a felon. I'm a felon.
Mm.
Everyone there was. So maybe you could suggest that to him to check it out.
Yeah.
Shopper, Whole
Hell yeah.
Foods shopper.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
I
of
definitely
course.
will let him know.
I was so surprised
Yeah,
they
because
hired me
that's
without
that's
meeting
awesome.
me.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's awesome. And like then in turn, like you work there for a little bit and then you have something on your resume to go on
Right.
to the next place.
I did have
So
to write a
that's awesome.
letter. I had to write a letter explaining my past, you know,
Yeah.
which I thought was cool. It was a
Yeah.
fun exercise, actually. It was kind of like liberating to be accepted after putting all that out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. And like honestly, Amazon is kind of plugged sometimes. Like they be hiring lots of people. They just hired
Mm-hmm.
my girlfriend's mom after she hasn't like been able to find a job for like 2 years or something.
Mm.
Um, and they're giving her like a fat salary and like a good position, which is just fucking awesome because nobody would hire her because she's a little bit older.
Mm.
So she was like struggling, like building up the credit card debt and like all this shit. Because like right before COVID, she had opened a bar
Mm.
and then COVID hit and they had to close down the bar. So she just basically lost like all the money that she put into it and couldn't find a job for a couple of years after that. But Amazon came through. So like thank God for Amazon sometimes, you know?
Yeah, it's a great backup plan. I felt very uh blessed to have a job, but also at the same time I felt like I was part of the problem. You know, I felt like I was working for the dark side.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
hey, you got to
I
do
get
what you got
that.
to fucking do. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I mean if it helps like individuals, that's really all that matters. Like if
Right.
it helps you, if it helps like my girlfriend's mom, helps
Yes.
homie in the car, like
Yeah.
that's all that really matters.
Right. Absolutely.
So I mean my business isn't that great either. I work for like a big like Albertsons company, Safeway Albertsons, and like they're penny pinchers and like not really there for like all the best reasons, but like still gives me money and like
Hey,
gives me insurance and shit, and that's really all that matters.
and you get to pursue your passion, plants.
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I can work like 2 days, 3 days at my store cutting meat and like still get insurance, and then I have time to like work at another place where I actually enjoy it and do plant stuff, and then go on hikes and shit like every day off, and yeah. I don't know. I'm in a pretty good spot.
I hope the answer is no, but does the butcher pay better than the plant store?
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. I yeah. It doesn't.
Checks
I
out. You're a butcher.
yeah yeah.
Butchers are known
But
to be
I'm
the
also
ones
a
that earn.
journeyman too.
What's that mean?
Yeah. Like like once you work for like I don't know how much. It's like 5,000 or 10,000 hours or something. Then you can like become journeyman, and then you get a pay bump.
Oh,
And
nice.
uh yeah, which yeah, I've been
Like
working there for
union?
5 years now.
Union? Is it
Yeah, it's
union?
union.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought so.
Yeah. There's like I don't know if you're like an electrician or something like or like a plumber. and you work there for a while, then you become journeyman as well.
Mm,
Same type of gig.
like tenure.
And oh yeah. And it's nice. And like I don't know, I get paid enough to not work very much. Like every time I get like a pay bump, then I'm just like, yeah, let me work like 5 less hours a week, so I can spend time like doing shit I actually enjoy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then it's just like equals out, which is nice.
Well, I'm really
No,
happy
like,
for you, especially the plant store, man.
oh yeah, no, it's beautiful and like super cool store, and like everybody comes in super happy, like smile on their face, and like ask good questions, and like cares about the same thing that I care about, so it's like easy to like really put my all into it. And then like going back to cutting meat, like I also feel a little bit happier because like I get more like experiences with good people as opposed to like angry people about prices or whatever with the meat stuff. So I can kind of deal with the snobby people with buying meat after working with the plants
You're more
easier.
grounded. You're more grounded.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
More content with
Definitely.
life.
Oh yeah. I
Love
would say
that.
so.
It's a good
I'm just
balance.
gonna keep looking up, definitely. Especially because I've been moving for like the past 2 weeks or so.
Mhm.
Um, and I am pretty burnt out, but we're almost at the end of it. And yeah, I'm super stoked. It's about to be summer and everything's popping off in the mountains. So I'm just like going to see a bunch of plants. I saw so many good plants today on my hike. Some stuff I've never seen before, and like 4 different kinds of orchids. And yeah, no bears, which is nice because I was just by myself out there.
Are you using an SLR as your camera right now?
Uh, like as my
Computer
uh
camera?
no, it's just on my iPhone.
Oh, okay. I thought it was because
That's
I
what I'm
saw the
streaming
strap.
from.
I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
did you hook up
I
your
have my phone
SLR to
propped up
Zoom?
against my camera.
Okay. I see.
Yeah,
Your photographs
yeah,
have been
it's a
awesome.
phone
Well, they've
stand.
always been awesome, but your photographs have been super cool. It's been nice to see all the different kinds of plants that you've been posting, all the native plants.
Uh, thank you. Yeah, I kind of like started my Instagram doing more like houseplant stuff, but I'm kind of like a little bit shifting into like posting outdoor stuff, and um native plants are just whatever is cool to me, whatever I get good shots of. Sometimes like some bugs or whatever,
A lot of
and
macro stuff. I've been enjoying the
oh
macro.
yeah,
Yeah,
I love macro.
me too.
And just
I
like
love the
it's
blur
a
and
nice,
then the focus. It's like the outer blur.
yeah. No, it's perfect, and it's like I don't know, it's like a whole different world. Just because like you don't see, even if you look at stuff with your naked eye, like and focus on it, like get up real close and stuff and look at it, you're not gonna see like the same details as you do with like a really nice macro photo.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just makes me like even more like connected with shit around me, and like kind of like gives me like the vibe that we're like on some alien planet, which we are. But
Right.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, when you get that like magnified view of things and you see all these patterns and details that you wouldn't otherwise see, it's like how much more is going on in the world around us that we're just not even perceiving, man. And you're
Yeah,
able to capture it with the freaking camera. It's awesome. No, yeah, I agree, man. It's really cool. Get to see the
yeah,
part of the
it's
world that we don't normally see. Maybe it's what the bugs see.
heck yeah, yeah, exactly. And like, I don't. That's one thing with like taking photos of more like bugs here and there. Like, I just noticed that like so many of them are like furry, like
That you
that I
can't
didn't
see
really think were
normally.
furry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just
Uh-huh.
like, so this is basically just like, I don't know, like a tiny little cow or something like that. Like, I don't know. I just look at them like the same now. Like a bug is like just the same as like a cow or a dog. Like,
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It's cool to see the little details, and like some of them have like I don't know, like some bees and stuff have like fur coming out of their eyeballs. And it's
Yeah.
like what? How does
Yeah.
this work?
Right.
So sick.
And the rate that their wings flap is insane.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like on 10 times our speed. You know what I mean? They live in like a rapid world.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it's crazy. And like, yeah, the exoskeletons and stuff, like even like I'll just see like bugs like flying like against my window, like, tapping the glass and you can hear it. It's like they're creating some force there. It's
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know, if I like smashed myself against the window, I'd be like injured. But they're just chilling. Like it's fun to think about.
uh, I appreciate that you appreciate that. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun. And like just everything is like I don't know, getting into like the evolution of everything too, because like every flower like evolved with like certain insects like to pollinate or like certain animals to
Mm.
pollinate and then other different animals to disperse seeds or like maybe the wind or whatever. Like so many different like aspects go into every single thing. So it's like
Mm.
nothing is standalone. Like everything works together.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice to like paint like the whole picture and kind of like see it and understand it, and it just like builds so many more questions in my head, and like I just want to see like the answers, or I don't know, like there's this one species of flower which I haven't identified yet that I saw today, um where like I saw a hummingbird pollinating it, and then I also saw bumblebees pollinating it,
Mm.
um which like they are vastly different creatures, but
Yeah.
it's like kind of built. I don't know, like the stamens and stuff were like kind of folded over like the inside of the top of the flower. So when the hummingbird like pops in there, then like it just like paints the top of his head with pollen. Then I'll go to the next one and pollinate it. And like the bumblebee, it's just like painting the whole thing with pollen. And I don't know. It's cool how it's kind of like built for not only one but like many different like animals to get energy from. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty freaking sweet. All that stuff just blows me away every day.
Yeah. I love watching a bumblebee roll around inside a flower.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, they're so cute and just like fat little guys. Like I don't know how they fly. They're pretty sweet too. Like they're not gonna sting you. Lots of people are afraid of bees, but like
Yeah.
you can go like pick up like almost any bee and wasp. Like you can pick them up and like just be like, hey, you're good, bro. Like I'm just hanging out. And then I haven't been stung for quite a while, and I'm always handling different like bitey, stingy things.
Yeah. It's really cool because ever since I moved here, I came from like a suburban area where everything was viewed as pests, right? And things
Hmm.
like bees, and uh, you would destroy their nest and poison animals, pests also, quote unquote,
Hmm.
mice. I grew up in, especially in the 90s, like people didn't realize the impact yet of that. And then when I come here, I wouldn't say I personally participated in that, but it's the part of the culture that I grew up in, right? And then I come here
Yeah.
and everything is fucking sacred. Nobody, it's everyone's anti-poison, anti-killing mosquitoes, anti-killing bees, killing anything, is out of the question.
Hmm.
And like the other day, my landlord, his cat, my landlord is such a beautiful human being. He's just like highly empathic. His cat came out. He doesn't normally let it out because it'll get jacked by a mountain lion, but he lets it out every
Oh
once in
yeah.
a while, and it caught a bird. And my landlord was crying his fucking eyes out, crying his eyes out
Oh
because he got
no.
this bird. And then he was able to he got the bird from the cat and was able to nurse it and bring it back to life and let it go. It
Oh
flew
wow.
away. It was so cool. Yeah.
That is super cool. Super cool. And like it's kind of sweet that he like gets so torn up about it, because like I would too, definitely. I mean, like I'm like
Yeah.
fuck if I like step on like a tiny little fly or something. But I don't know. Cats are kind of meant to like kill
Yeah,
things,
it's fun for
and
them.
which is why we keep them inside.
Who are we to have take their fun
Ideally,
from them?
everybody keep your cats inside. But yeah, but like they do, they're meant to kill stuff, and like they'll eat it if you let them eat it, and like
Yeah.
that completes the cycle. So yeah, if they don't eat it, then it's like fuck you, bro. You just killed something for no reason. But I don't know. If they eat it, I'm like, yeah, they're just doing their thing.
I swear my cat like killed a crow or something massive one time when I was younger. It brought
Oh
me
damn.
the heart of a bird, and it fit in my hand, dude. This freaking heart, it was
Holy cow.
gigantic, and he left it right next to my bed, and I was like kind of creeped out
Oh
after
my
that. I was
gosh.
like, dude, you're a murderer. You didn't just kill this thing, you mutilated it. And then he brought me the heart.
Yeah.
It's like, this thing must have been massive. It had to be, because the heart was so gigantic.
Yeah. I wonder what that was. That's
Cats
so
are
crazy.
fascinating, dude. But yeah, I listened to
Oh
Crime
yeah.
Pays Babot, and he doesn't talking about how like invasive and horrible they are, and how everyone needs to get rid of stop letting their cats outside, but
Yeah. Yeah. I love that guy. I love him. Uh, I love all the fucking crazy like shit that he be spitting all the time.
did you see
Spitting facts for
his
sure.
turtle thing? And did you see him on the local news in Chicago?
Oh yeah, Chunkosaurus.
That interview
That
was
show's
so
too
funny.
good.
Him and his buddy didn't break character at all. They were like
Yeah, no, they're awesome. Al
exaggerating their
Scorch.
accents and shit.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's like one of the best parts of that whole thing.
Yeah.
Like thank God for Joey Santor. Like he's a blessing. And
Yes.
like every like crass thing that he says, all of his like rude ass humor and like just yeah, crazy nonsense, like I'm here for all of it. And like he was a big reason why I got into like botany as well. Just like looking at stuff how I'm looking at it now, because like he explains stuff so nicely
Yeah.
and like puts it all together, like how it works, and this is so cool.
Yeah.
Like I'll be listening to his podcast like every day, I swear. But it's good.
We
It's
need
good.
that. We need that in this it can be a boring topic, you know what I mean? And a
Oh yeah.
somewhat like monotonous culture, but
Yeah.
he spices it up for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, it brings a lot more people in too and just gets people noticing stuff or gets people excited about it, which
Yeah.
is I think his goal. So
I could see
yeah.
him having like a
Um,
TV. I could see him having a Netflix series easily.
bro, they just worked on Kill Your Lawn, which is gonna be on cable,
Mm.
which
Wow.
hopefully maybe after it airs through on cable he can get it up on like some other streaming platform that's not YouTube. That'd be sweet.
Right.
But it is like an actual TV show.
That's fucking
So
awesome.
like everybody who has cable, look out for that because that will be a fun one
I definitely
for
don't have
sure.
cable, but
Same.
I'll find it.
Not many
I
people
will
do
find a
anymore.
bootleg.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And like, yeah, no, I appreciate like I don't know. He always puts in like how to get free stuff. Like if you're trying to read a book but you don't have money for it, then you can go to LibGen and get a free book and read through it and learn shit. Because like I don't know, not everything needs to cost money. Like obviously people are trying to make a living off certain things, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. Other people are trying to learn stuff and just don't have money, but they want to learn and like it's kind of like what we're here for, like as humans. Like no matter what we do, like we're kind of always trying to learn more stuff. At least for me, like that's what
Yeah.
my like life goal is just to like learn as much shit as possible.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what like really gets me going.
I read a quote the other day that said, "Live like you're going to die tomorrow and educate yourself like you're going to live forever."
Yeah,
Something like
that's a
that.
beautiful quote.
Yeah, I like that.
Beautiful quote.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because like I don't know, even for me, like if I was to die tomorrow, I'd be pretty happy because like I've done a lot of cool shit in my life, and yeah, no regrets. Some I've been through some shit too, like some bad shit, but like no regrets.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would hope like I would hope for everybody that they could like find happiness and peace, and like if they were to die tomorrow, then like they wouldn't wish they could do more, and like if you do wish you did more, like do more. Like nothing's really stopping you besides yourself. So just do something fun, even if it's small. Like you want to travel, you don't have money, get in the car, get on the bus, just go somewhere you haven't been, and like
Yes.
check it out. Talk to people you wouldn't normally talk to.
Mm.
Like dive into it, and I don't know. There's a lot of like super beautiful, really simple, super cheap things in life that everybody can have access to.
Yeah, that's a beautiful place to be, Cole. And I'm really glad to hear you say that, man. And I think that taking risk is like the biggest thing that I learned is to just, despite the risk and to, despite the fear, to like leap into things that would otherwise scare the shit out of me, you know? And that's been the most rewarding thing for me is like taking a leap, even just as recent as like, I didn't think I could find a job that was close to home. And there's that, oh, you don't deserve this voice in my head telling me I was driving 60 miles to work every day from here, driving down the mountain,
Yeah.
driving 60 miles to Orange County, and then driving 60 miles back. And I just got complacent with it. Like I just was doing, I was like, this is my
Mhm.
life, you know? And
Mhm.
I finally was like, you know what? Like I had this, oh, well, my license is messed up. My counseling license is messed up. It needs to be renewed. And I need to do this continued education. And there's that fear and that anxiety. And I was like, dude, just do it. Will you just do it? Shut up and just do it, you know? And I found a place that is like, if I were to open a treatment center, this is exactly what it
Mhm.
would be like, you know? It's
Hell yeah.
I'm not gonna say the name of it, but it's like a healing retreat. And uh there's like Buddhist symbolism everywhere, and sage and Palo Santo, and a meditation room. They offer Reiki sound baths, massage therapy, electromagnetic therapy, cranial therapy. It's like I don't remember what it's called. Some kind of magnetic stimulation in your brain, neurofeedback, where they hook you up to these like electronic things, and they use like a computer. I don't understand it yet because it's new to me,
Yeah.
but there's like all these off the wall unconventional things, you know. And it feels surreal to me that I landed in this place. They take the clients out for ketamine therapy if they're like really depressed, or if they're open to it, they're open
Sick.
to us taking them out and doing psychedelic therapy. And it's all like holistic. They're all about treating the whole body, mind, body, and spirit. And I've never even seen a place like this before. Like, and I've been working in the field for six
Yeah.
years. I didn't even know it existed. And it just landed in my lap because I finally took that leap. You know what I mean? And finally
Yeah.
decided I fucking deserve more than what I'm getting right now, you know?
Hell yeah.
So I
That
love
is
that,
so
man.
awesome to hear. And I think that's like the perfect place for you because like all of that stuff seems like it's right up your alley.
Right.
And like also I feel like it could definitely be more successful even if like people don't believe in like each one of those things as like an individual practice. Like
Right.
I don't know, if you're tackling something like addiction, like especially like a lifelong addiction or like many years, blah blah blah, um like you're gonna need to hit it from like all angles with like everything you got and like
Right.
try like multiple things. It's like it's the same with like anybody who's like trying to deal with like anxiety or depression. Like you can't
Yes.
just take a pill and then automatically get better. Like you have to like maybe take a pill, exercise, eat well, sleep well, and like talk to people. You have to do like many different things to like reach an end goal, and it's not just like a one one thing solves the problem.
Yeah.
So I think that's like perfect because people can go through like all of these different steps and try different approaches to like feel better or like just move on with their life or like feel a little bit more accomplished or get out of their comfort zone. And I think that's definitely should be beneficial to more people than just
To
like
anyone. Yeah.
s- yeah,
To
yeah.
anyone. I think a normal person would benefit from some of these practices. We take just primary mental health people too, people that are just struggling with mental health and not substance abuse, and
Oh,
they
good.
walk the same path, you know. But I think even people like what you were just saying, but with like everyday people, when it comes to happiness or when it comes to mental illness, that mind, body, and spirit, all of those things being fulfilled is going to be the answer to all of those issues, right? A lot of the things that most of
Yeah,
us struggle with.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're reaching some good topics though today, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, before we wrap up, I don't want to hold you too long. Can you tell me about this transition for your plants? How has it been? And like, what are some of the things that you're working on? What do you got some ideas in your brain?
Oh yeah. The plants are for the most part doing okay. Some are like just like I don't know, commit plant suicide really quick when I moved them over here. But everything like is windows here. Like I have a ton of windows and natural light and I'm trying to kind of like use that, but before it was like LED lights, no windows. So they're definitely like some are getting a little sunburnt. Some are like, bro, what the fuck is this? I've never had real light before. Um, yeah, it's all across the board. Also, I need to after I'm done with this, I'm gonna need to water a bunch of stuff because I haven't watered stuff in like a week. But yeah, that little loft that you sent me a while ago, I put it in my greenhouse because I was like, oh, it'll be happy in here. Sunburnt, but
That's
only
okay.
like half of it, so it's hopefully it'll recover.
We'll outgrow it
Um,
in 10
oh
years.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
In
Maybe it
5
won't
years, you
up in
won't
like
see it
five.
anymore.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But trying to grow cacti in the greenhouse, because I just think it's better environment, like with the temperature and like real sunlight.
Uh-huh.
Um, which some of them probably don't need quite as much sunlight as they're getting, but they'll figure it out. And gardening, I just kind of started a garden already. My dad had like the whole garden like covered with like black plastic to keep the weeds and stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
And but I ripped all that stuff up, and there's some potatoes that are growing already. There's already strawberries and raspberries.
What?
And then I just like basically just like sprinkled a bunch of random seeds that I had all throughout it, and I'm just gonna see whatever pops up because it's getting a little bit late. I think I'll still be able to get some
Yeah.
vegetables this year, but it is a little late, so I was just like, fuck, I need to get some shit out there. And yeah, and then there's some property here too, like with woods and like a big old field and bunch of there's a pond and yeah, it's really
Wow.
nice,
Is
but
there fish in
there's
it?
like a ton of black. There is fish, yeah. I
Cool.
went down there like a couple days ago and I saw what was it, bluegill. I think I saw bass. I've caught quite a few different fish out of there, but they did stock it a lot like a few years ago, so
That's
there's
so
definitely fish.
fun. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and then my girlfriend saw a bear. At least she thinks there was a bear down there.
You guys probably have fucking
That's
grizzlies there.
I
I
don't
feel
think
like
grizzlies, but there are black bears.
you
Yeah,
have black bears for sure, right?
yeah, definitely, definitely.
They're just as
And she
scary.
saw like, oh yeah, they're a little bit smaller. And I'm like, I don't know, try not to be scared of bears because like there's nothing I can really do about it, and they're probably just like not really into it at all.
Yeah.
Uh,
Carry
like if they
some bear
see me, they're
mace.
probably just gonna get
Carry
out of
some
there.
bear mace with you.
It's not a bad idea.
I do. I
Definitely
have a
not a bad
giant
idea.
hunting knife and a bear mace in my backpack at all times, but we don't have bears. We have mountain lions, but
Oh
and
yeah.
bobcats. But
Okay. Yeah. I was just in California like last month or something. Uh, down in Murrieta,
yeah, I saw the photos.
and it was fucking beautiful. Like everything was popping off, and yeah, it was crazy. Got super sunburnt. Beautiful thing. Um, yeah, and everything was closed. That's one thing about California I don't understand. Like
Hmm.
all the trails were closed.
Hmm.
Well,
Had
like
it
a lot of
rained?
them were
Had it
closed.
rained recently?
I have no idea,
We had a lot of
but
trail closures because of rain and mudslides and shit, but everything's open around here right now.
okay.
Um
Yeah, there was a. I was trying to go to like the Santa Rosa Ecological Reserve. It's like a
mhm.
plateau, but it was closed, and I went anyways, and then
Nice.
promptly got kicked out like an hour in.
So you were saying you got kicked
Yeah,
out?
yeah, I promptly got kicked out because I saw some people walking around in there like with kids and stuff, and I was like, oh, I'll just go in anyways.
Yeah.
And of course, the people that were walking around were all park rangers, and like one of them came up to me and was like kind of looking at me, questioning, and then uh yeah, and then he came up and I'm like, oh, what's this plant right here? Like blah blah, blah, like trying to get off of it, like distract him. And he's like told me what the plant was, and then he's like, how did you get in here? I'm like, I just walked in the front. And he's like, you didn't see the signs? I'm like, I mean I did. I just came anyways. And he's like, yeah, you gotta leave. I'm like, oh shit, okay. Bet. And yeah, we left. went somewhere else. But closed means something different in California than it does in Washington, because like they close trails up here all the time, and you can just still go on them, and nobody's gonna say anything.
Mm,
But California, apparently, they actually care.
mm.
So that's
Yeah.
new.
It's such a vastly
Yeah.
different landscape. You know, we have like all these flowers and blooms like crazy, but where you are, I love the ferns and the moss, man. Like I love the big giant trees. I was blown away when I was up there
Yeah.
by all the ferns and the moss. It's like if I had to choose the landscapes between here and there, if it wasn't so far away and away from my family, I would live where you are for sure. I would be in the Pacific Northwest, minus the
Oh yeah.
rains though. You guys get so much rain.
Yeah. I mean, you get used to it. Like, it's definitely like a big change, but like generally, I don't know, half the year I'm just like used to being soaking wet all day, and then it's fine. But you definitely do have to like kind of get over that like mental hurdle of um uh just being used to being wet all the time, and like all of your shit is wet. Like you try to get in the car and like the whole inside of the car is soaked because the rain comes down sideways sometimes. And like, yeah. But once you get used to it, it's fine. Just gotta get used to like airing shit out very well, because like mildew and mold is a motherfucker up here. And it's like in all the houses, at least in some small sections. So you just gotta be on that with the Clorox. And yeah, but it's fine. It's fine.
Well, I'm really, really happy for you. And I'm really grateful that you joined me again. I feel like you and I could always keep going. And it was the same last time. And I'm sure it'll be the same
Yeah.
next time. And I look forward to
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
time too, man.
Hell yeah. I look forward to it too. Thank you so much for having me again. And it's always good to chat with you and catch up. And whenever you want to do it again, just let me know and I'll try to figure it out. I'm not going to be quite as busy in the future, so it probably won't be like so much last minute changes.
No
But thank
worries.
you
Oh
for
yeah, we
working with me on
rescheduled a
that.
few times on. No worries. That's the story of my life. I have some bookings coming up too. I guess this is also for the listeners. I'm gonna try to get 2 this week, and then I think 2 a week for the next 3 weeks, hopefully, God willing. So this is the beginning of
Hell yeah.
many. So thank you for helping me kickstart again, and keep those awesome photographs coming. I'm always enjoying them in your story, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, thank you so much. You enjoy the rest of your day too.
All right.
And much love. Goodbye, brother.
If everyone could please like, review, and subscribe to the podcast and hit that share button, we would both appreciate that greatly. Vyezene plants, everyone. Peace.